Yeah.
In the rain.
Yeah.
Where are you riding in this rain with people low visibility and shit? What is wrong with you? It's raining right now as we speak. Why do you have to ride? No. Now you're going to get a heart attack. No. Don't do this to me today. I worry the entire time. The entire time I'm sitting there. Don't do it to me right now. Please don't do this. Don't do this to me. You will never again if you go today. Not even kidding. You should have me on video for this thing.
It is.
No, it's not.
It is.
You did not.
I did.
You did not.
Are you officially not happy?
I don't agree with you riding in the rain. I think you're a complete moron for doing it.
If it gets really bad, I won't go all the way to Livingston.
Why don't you just get...
Maybe I'll do that. I don't know. We'll see.
Don't go so far.
It's the same direction.
75
Okay.
Why do you have to do this?
I'll be back.
It's not smart. Next time I do something you think is not smart, you have...
No one accused me of being smart. Okay, bye. Love you, bye. It's a miserable day here in Southwest Florida. And I got the idea to go out on my 18L just to test some water resistance. Wet riding, all that stuff. I haven't done a ride video in a little bit. My 18L currently has the front kickstand that I sell in my store, and then I have the regular factory mudguard in the back, the 18XL mudguard. So we'll see how we do here. I have the rubber ports over the USB and charging ports pulled down. So, I mean, other than getting wet, I don't feel like this is any more dangerous than regular riding. You know, it's not like I will be skidding because the road is wet. You know, we'll see. We'll see. So originally I was thinking about riding all the way to North Collier Regional Park, which is like 17 miles, I think, each way. I'm less than a mile in, and I can tell you that's probably a stupid idea. So I don't think we'll be doing that. I could go to Dunkin' Donuts and back. Yeah, that's roughly a 21, 22 mile ride if I go the way I normally go. I don't know, we'll see. It's a matter of how wet do I want to get, I don't know. But I can already tell that I need to move my wallet and my phone to my back pocket because they are already getting quite wet. Okay, move to the back, out of the splash zone. I do have my Pebble watch on. I believe it's somewhat water resistant, hopefully. It says we are currently cruising at a very comfortable 18 miles an hour. So I do have some news on my solar system. My solar system is actually hooked up. It's live. That's the good news. That happened yesterday around lunchtime, early afternoon. The bad news is, ever since it's been hooked up, the weather's been basically like this. No sun. So yeah, that kind of sucks. But at least we are hooked up. I'm looking forward to our first sunny day to see what kind of production we get out of it. But as of now, we are not getting very much. The whole process happened this week. They put a two-way meter, a bidirectional meter on the house. And then yesterday they had to, the solar contractor had to come out to configure the solar controller, hook it up to the internet. It uses GSM cellular internet service to talk to the internet. And I should be able to monitor the output of the panels from my phone. So looking forward to actually having some sun to harvest. Definitely not going to get much today though. The front of my feet are getting very, very wet. It feels like it's not just rain wet, it feels like I'm getting some splash from the wheel that's also making it wet. There's another crazy person. How you doing, man? Another crazy person. It's good to have company when you're crazy. If this doesn't test the water worthiness of the 18XL or 18L, I don't know what will. I'm questioning my water worthiness at this point. This is another really dumb idea. My right foot feels like I'm standing in a puddle. It looks like for whatever reason water is directly getting thrown onto my right foot. Perhaps wearing my Eagles sneakers was not the best choice. Helmet's doing a good job. Even, you know, I just have the sunscreen down, and that's doing a good job of keeping the moisture off my face at least. So, did I mention this is a dumb idea? Despite the inclement weather, we're rolling along at a good pace, 22, 23, you know, similar to what I would be riding in dry conditions. So far, the wheel doesn't seem to care. And, you know, obviously I won't try to do any excessive braking in this condition, but other than that, riding feels normal, just a lot wetter. Now, there's lots of comparisons with EUCs versus other PEVs, you know, like one wheels, electric skateboards, scooters. And you know, the EUCs pretty much win in most head-to-head comparisons as far as speed and ability to cover terrain, distance. Well, a scooter can obviously go faster and longer. I shouldn't say that. But you can't trolley a scooter, carry it upstairs, all that kinds of stuff with any sort of ease. But also when it comes to water resistance, an EUC probably is one of your best options as well. You know, one wheels have a glorious history of not being very tolerant to water. Scooters as well. You would think a scooter would hold up pretty well to water, but everyone I've ever seen specifically says that you should not be riding in these kind of conditions. So I think when it comes to wet riding, an EUC is probably your best choice. An electric skateboard, obviously, not a good choice at all. So I think I'm going to just try to do the Dunkin' Donuts ride. I'm not going to go to the park. I'm already soaked, so you know, continuing on is only going to make me more soaked, even though I don't know that I can get more soaked at this point. And I did already have coffee this morning, so this will really pump me up. That's good. And the big Eagles Cowboys game is until 4:30, so I have some time to kill. So why not do it this way, right? I actually haven't ridden my 18XL in quite a while. Since I got the 16X, when it comes to EUC riding, I pretty much exclusively have been riding the 16X. So 18L feels great, man. It's a really good wheel. It really is. You can't go wrong. 16X, 18XL, it's close to a coin flip. Similar range, similar power. You get some of the advantages of a bigger wheel with the 18L, with the 18-inch tire. 16X has more aggressive styling, visually looks more different than the 18XL. But yeah, this is a great wheel. When we did our Disney trip last week, my birthday Disney trip, I did have the 16X with, and Cindy had her Mini Pro. We did ride a little bit. We arrived there on Sunday. We did ride a little bit around where our hotel was. I actually used the Bluetooth speaker in the 16X to listen to the Eagles game, the Eagles-Redskins game, while I was riding around, so that was kind of fun. And the Disney trip itself, it was great in some ways, not so great in others. We were hoping going there on a Monday would not result in horrible crowds. We still had horrible crowds, and did a lot of waiting. We probably waited in line, I don't know, 6 hours out of the day, maybe more actually. And the most frustrating thing is we didn't educate ourselves on the Fast Pass Plus system that Disney has, which is basically a free Fast Pass, a limited free Fast Pass that you can use in the park. We didn't discover how that worked until after we got done standing in all the long lines. So Yeah, that kind of sucked. Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, amazing. It literally feels like you're walking onto the set of a Star Wars movie. It's crazy how cool it is. I love that part of it. And speaking of Star Wars, Cindy and I went to go see the new and last Star Wars movie last night. Much anticipated. And of course I won't give you any spoilers other than, unlike the last movie, which I thought was pretty shitty, it seems like they went out on a bang, with a bang. I enjoyed it, Cindy loved it, and I think they did a good job of wrapping up the series. Okay, now, in addition to being wet, I'm starting to feel rather cold. Not surprising, I guess, but yeah. The constant 20-mile-an-hour wind blowing against my body, my wet body, seems to have some negative impact. Wheel's still doing fine. Although I'm not pushing it speed-wise at all. Low 20s is good. I just realized if I go to Dunkin' Donuts and get my coffee and put this in the chin bar up position, I'm gonna get a lot more wet. My face is. And the inside of the helmet is going to get wet as well. So maybe that's not the best idea. I'm reconsidering that. I might just find a good turnaround point here and go back. Because yeah, I think that I don't want to get the inside of the helmet soaked. Yeah, that would be bad. I'm just watching the traffic behind me. I'm looking for a definitive break in the traffic that coincides with my ability to make a left-hand turn, do a UE. And I think once that happens, we're gonna reverse directions. All right, we're just gonna stop here and wait for a break. Here's our break. Here it is. Whoa. See, I'm a reasonable person. Now, this is the reasonable thing to do, right? I don't want to get my helmet wet. So I think I'm about at the 5 or 6 mile mark, so this will be probably a 10 to 12 mile ride instead. Still plenty to take in the experience, you know, this wonderful experience. This ho happy holiday experience. Speaking of holiday experiences, we still have not gotten out to go ride and see those Christmas lights that we normally do at Victoria Park. Weather's been shitty. Some nights it was cold. Now lately, the last couple days, it's been rainy. So at this point, I'm not sure if we're going to do it at all. Cindy hasn't seen that into it. You know, I suggested it a few times, and she wasn't that into it, you know, because of, you know, weather and whatever. So we'll see. If she says she wants to do it, we'll do it. If she doesn't, I'm not going to bring it up again. We might be skipping the holiday ride this year. Need some nice weather, man. So if any of you are looking to buy a Kingsong 18L or XL, wondering about, let's say you live in Seattle, where it rains a lot, you're looking for a commuter vehicle, the 18L will work well for you. I'm so cold, I'm so wet, I'm cold and wet, and I'm old. I'm cold and I'm old and I'm wet. I'm cold and I'm old and I'm wet. Very wet. Are you done with all your Christmas shopping? I think I am, finally. I might wait. As you can imagine, I buy a lot of stuff for Christmas. The Christmas tree is pretty much surrounded by a wall of presents at this point. But I don't know, it's weird. Like Christmas, when I was younger, Christmas was all about the anticipation of what I was going to get, you know, what I was going to receive. You know, the cool stuff that I was waiting for just to get at Christmas. And now as an adult, you know, if I want something, generally speaking, I can just go out and buy it if I really want something. So Christmas mutated over time to be more about I like giving other people stuff. You know, I like being generous with other people. So that's what I get out of Christmas nowadays. And I believe my shopping for 2019 is pretty much done, but you never know. I could get some last-minute impulses. All right, less than 3 miles to go, thank goodness. This is definitely the wettest that I've ever been riding an EUC. I've ridden through rain before, but never this long to this degree. And it's not really an experience that I need to repeat anytime soon. Oh, coffee would taste pretty good right now. I am feeling chilled to the bone. Quite chilly. Maybe I'll go out later and get some. These line markers here that you see in the road, I don't know if it's like this universally, but in Florida, they're painted with like almost like a plastic-like substance. And when they are wet, they are like ice. So I have to make sure that I stay off them as much as possible. Like if I would try to brake at all or accelerate while on that line, I would go down. It would slide like crazy. I've had it happen on riding road bike on wet lines like this. It's crazy how slippery it gets. Oh man, the driveway never looked so good. Very happy to be home. Oh man, stiff. Whew. All right, let's see if we can set it down on its kickstand to dry out here in the garage. Kickstand available on EUCarmy.com. Yeah, look at all that water running off of it. Man, oh man, thing is wet. Super wet. That is one wet EUC. All right, so that's gonna wrap up the ride. I didn't expect it to be fun. I didn't expect it to be quite that unfun. Oh my God, I'm so wet. Okay. So if you found this ride interesting, please give it a big thumbs up. If this is your first time visiting the channel, please consider subscribing. If you're gonna subscribe, you might as well hit the notify bell so you're notified of new uploads, which is over there somewhere. Feel free to leave your comments, suggestions, ideas, and thoughts below regarding wet riding and what your experience has been with it. And that definitely was not a great experience. Oh my God, this is crazy. Yeah, not a great experience, but it was an experience for sure. So I hope everyone's having a great holiday season. I'll probably have a video out before Christmas, another video of some sort. But if not, have a very Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah, blah, 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 all that. So that's all I have for now. Until next time, Duffman out. Bad news. Bad news. You can't collect life insurance yet.
Stupid stuff. She's freaking out.
Hi, baby. Why?
In and out, in and out, in and out.
Why, baby?
You're soaking wet. Go take a warm shower. Don't drip all over the house. Take those socks off, man.